So I'm starting with my soap base. This is a 3 butter glycerin soap base. I'm using 1 pound and showing you how you cut it up into equal size pieces. So my pieces are about 1 inch squares, and you put it in some kind of a microwave safe bowl. I'm using a Pyrex um, measuring cup that has a spout, which makes it nice to pour. The first time in the microwave, you put it on at 30 seconds, and then every time after that, just microwave it for about 10 seconds until you have all of those chunks melted. So this process takes, I don't know, quite a while. I probably did this about 6 times, maybe 7, I'm not sure. I stopped counting. But anyway, you want to make sure not to microwave it for too long because you don't want the soap base to boil and you don't want to scald it. So just do 10-second intervals until everything's melted. So I'm going to stop talking because for the next few scenes, that's all I'm doing is melting it and stirring it. I added quick oats to this recipe, and I'm showing you I'm just putting them in my coffee grinder and grinding them up until it's a nice fine powder. And I used almost 2/3 a cup of this quick oats powder in this pound of soap base. And again, out of the microwave, another 10 seconds, and it's still not all melted. So you just have to keep doing it over and over until everything's melted. And I'm going to be quiet because it's kind of boring talking about this part. It's still not melted, folks. Here's my silicone mold that I'm going to use when my soap base is all done and melted, whenever that may be. And I know you think it might be ready now, but it really isn't. I still have to put it back in for another 10 seconds. That was a teaser. Okay, I was wrong. I guess it was ready. Anyway, I dumped all my oatmeal in there, and now I have to mix it up really, really good. Someday I'm going to get one of those stick blenders that I see soap makers using on YouTube all the time. One of these days I'll buy one. Please don't pay any attention to the saggy skin on my arms. That's what happens when you lose 36 pounds in less than a year. but I did it on purpose. I went low carb, and I'm glad that I lost the weight, but now I've got all this saggy skin on my arms, which is kind of disgusting. Anyway, here's the fragrance oil. I'm using almond cookie fragrance oil. And you put about 1 ounce per pound in the soap base. I don't have very much left in that bottle, and there's a stopper on the top, so it doesn't let you just dump a bunch of oil into your base. So I just shook it a whole bunch of times, and I know I'm good. I'm under the 1 ounce mark, and I don't like for my soap to be too scented anyway, so I wasn't too worried about that. But anyway, you got to mix it up really, really good. Make sure it's all mixed up, and then the next step is to pour it into your molds. So as soon as I get that ready, I will start pouring. And 1 pound of melted soap base will yield about 4 bars of soap that weigh a little over 4 ounces. And so that's what I got out of this recipe, 4 nice bars of soap. And then I had a little extra that I just poured into the 5th mold, but it didn't fill it up very much at all. And I'll just use it in my bathroom. And that's how you do it. The next step is to spritz the top of the soap with some alcohol so that will get rid of all the bubbles in your soap on the top. And then you just let it sit overnight, or for at least 8 hours should do it. And then you just pop them out of your silicone mold, and you've got some nice bars of soap. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.